We're live! Hello world! Welcome! I'm Sabrina Piergrossi. I'm a counseling psychologist and energy psychologist. I'm a shamanic healer and a multidimensional New Earth alchemist. And I'm here with my lovely dear friend Karl, who's on the other side of this video screen, who's waving at you virtually. You can hear his voice. Who's going to ask me some questions.
Yeah, well, you've got this amazing retreat coming up. So today's your exciting announcement.
Launch!
When? Where? Tell us all.
I'm really excited because the time has come to unleash the next retreat that I'm ready to lead in my Italian beloved Alps. In Italy, in Piedmont. It's up a mountain. It's near the border with Switzerland.
Wow, beautiful.
Yes. It's called Val d'Otro. The valley, the secret hidden valley that I'm going to take you guys on. It's a bit of a pilgrimage to get there, so it's a spiritual pilgrimage getting there. And Chantal is live. Hi Chantal. Can you let us know, Chantal, as we're talking, if you can hear Karl's voice as well?
Hello. I am here. I'm not a figment of Sabrina's imagination.
He might be. Yes. So, did I answer the first question?
So, well, when exactly?
So the retreat is going to happen from the 19th of June of 2023 to the 25th of June. So the 19th is the arrival date and the 25th is the departure date.
And so what's the name of your retreat?
The name is New Earth Alchemy Retreat.
Wow, okay, I'm excited. I'm coming, by the way, guys. So
yes, Karl is coming! Yes. He's the first sign-up because he gets priority access. I get hearts from Chantal.
Exclusive access.
Exclusive access.
So, okay, so I'm obviously really excited because this is the first time that I'm going to be able to go and see your family home and to be with you up in this amazing environment. What is the retreat for? Who is the retreat for? What's it all about?
Okay, great question. So this is for people that are on a spiritual path. They're conscious. They are on a path of growth. They are going through a massive transformation like all of us on this planet right now. Right. They can feel the pressure of that, the opportunities of that, but also the pressure of that and potentially the overwhelm of that.
Right.
The energies are really speeding up. I believe we are literally creating a new world and a new reality, and that we can't do this alone. We need other people, we need our tribe, we need our community.
Yeah. So that community energy is going to be very important.
It's going to be crucial, which is why it's not enough for me to be up there on the mountain on my own, enjoying this amazing place and having amazing upgrades. It has to be done with other people with me.
Yeah.
And it's for people who are willing to go on an adventure.
It certainly is going to be that, isn't it? Because it's going to be like an adventure.
It's going to be the adventure of a lifetime. Getting there is an adventure. Being there is an adventure. The experience you'll go through is going to be an internal, deeply transformational adventure, whilst being in probably the most beautiful nature I've ever seen on the planet.
Yeah.
And I don't say that lightly, in a place that's quite difficult to access and very, very difficult to be able to stay there and access. So I'm offering people the opportunity to have an organized trip in a place that you wouldn't normally have access to staying at, which is unparalleled as far as immersion in nature is concerned. There are no roads, there are no cars. The only access is by foot on an hour and a half hike up a mountain and through a beautiful forest, and then you emerge out of the forest into this valley that opens up. So it's a beautiful protected valley.
Beautiful. It's
going to be end of June. It's going to be wildflowers. All the flowers are going to be in bloom. And it's a village that has been preserved. And the life there, I mean, there is electricity. You wouldn't even know it because
I'm glad there's electricity.
There is electricity, but the electricity lines go under the earth, so you wouldn't even know there is electricity. There's no visible pylons, so it literally looks like it looked in 1500.
It sounds like a really special place, and we're going to be creating a really special place within that 3D structure, right?
Yes.
So, what kind of elements are you going to be working with us on the retreat?
My yawn. So my yawn oracle is going to be present.
The yawn oracle will be there.
The yawn oracle will be in full flow. And it's going to be the deepest work that I'm here to bring on the planet right now. So my energy work that's been developing more and more, that's why I've called it the New Earth Alchemy Retreat, because my work, I've come to call it the New Earth Alchemy process. And it's really quite out of this world, and it blows my mind. And the more people come together, their higher selves with my higher self work together. So it's a team effort. We're all doing this together.
Team Sabrina.
Team Sabrina and everyone. Alchemy. And so we're going to be transforming and clearing and alchemizing and letting go of and bringing in the energies that we need to let go, transform, alchemize, and bring in to land and create the life that we're truly desiring to have on the inside and on the outside. And it starts from the inside, as within, so without. And it's, Chantal says, love this. We talked about this 2 years ago with the shaman school. Yes, Chantal, about the retreat. Yes, absolutely. And because we've been through these 2 years of hibernation and not being able to do things, this is why it's like, oh my God, it's happening. We're finally doing this. And I did run a retreat in 2018 before shaman school. And so the retreat now is basically next level of what I'm able to offer and co-create with people. So it's really transformational energy work that I don't think you really find anywhere else. The combination of the psychology, the energy psychology, and the shamanic work and the multidimensional work and the new earth work that's been coming through these times to my higher self is really one of a kind.
And a lot of connection to nature and doing some fire ceremony.
We're going to be doing fire ceremonies. We're going to be doing shamanic journeys on the land, walking in nature, connecting with water, with the earth, with the stones, with the animals. Last time we had a retreat there, I'll always remember one of the participants had an incredibly life-changing moment where the waterfall spoke to her, and she had a whole activation that she received from the waterfall. There are many waterfalls there, the beautiful stream and river there. And she still quotes this now, years later, like it changed her life forever. She still remembers what came out of that experience. So the land, every time I go to this place, every year I go, I tend to go once or twice a year. First of all, there's incredibly powerful vortices in this land. This is a power place on the planet, but it's not a known power place like Stonehenge or Mount Shasta or like Glastonbury, like all the places that we know of. This is not a tourist place. You would not even know this place exists.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't get there as a tourist.
No,
right?
I mean tourists come, but they need to know what they're doing. They need to be quite adventurous. So what's special about this place is. That's why I want to attract the right people to this retreat. Like, it's not just for anyone. It needs to be for people that are really ready for this activating of the new earth that we're here to do. And it's about liberating you from all the constraints that are holding you back from being in your power. This is my work, and it's a layered work. We're on a journey. We've been clearing layers. When we come together in a power place like this, what is possible to achieve is like a completely different level from what you're doing in your day-to-day life. Amplifies everything.
Yeah. Okay, great. I mean, this is all sounding absolutely fantastic. So remind us again of those dates.
Yes, so you're going to fly into Milan, Italy on the 19th, Malpensa. All this will be on a written page for your info. 19th of June.
19th of June.
And then you're going to be departing Malpensa on the 25th of June. So you're going to have 6 nights at this retreat. Yeah.
And if I'm sorry, apart from flights, everything is included in this price. Is yes. You're doing airport transfer.
We're doing an all-inclusive price to take care of all of your possible thoughts and concerns. The food, the accommodation, the transfers. What's not included is alcoholic drinks if you want to have extra alcoholic drinks. This is another point. This is not one of those, because it's Sabrina, This is not one of these, you wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and eat very little food that's only vegetarian, which is fine if you're a vegetarian, you'll have a vegetarian diet, with no alcohol. This is a fun retreat. So we're going to do deep energy work, and we're going to also have a laugh, and we're going to have dancing and mindful movement and qigong, and it's all going to be in a very leisurely way, you know. We're not going to get up at dawn to do it. Yeah. If you want to get up at dawn and do your own thing, you can absolutely do that. Yeah. But it's about also nourishing yourself and relaxing and deeply resting in your body, as well as going for walks in the forest, in the along the water, into the mountain.
I mean, I'm sold. I'm literally sold.
It's paradise.
It sounds.
Chantal says, "Ha ha ha! We love a glass of wine." Exactly. So last time we had this retreat, this is what the women said. It was all women last time. This time it's mixed. And it was hilarious because it was a divine feminine retreat at the time. So it ended up being 5 women, and we were in this amazing location having this amazing experience, and we would go into deep energy work, working with past lifetimes, ancestral stuff, all sorts of subtle negative energy stuff that we needed to clear. Somebody healed her Lyme disease, she claims, at this retreat. We did all sorts of transformational work. And then we went to dinner at the local restaurant. So we're going to be catered by this amazing mountain retreat restaurant. She's going to prepare meals especially for us. And so there were other people that came, normal members of the public that came. So we were put at a table, and the other table was a group of like 20 men. So it was like divine feminine over here, divine masculine over here. And they were all drinking and laughing and singing songs, and like they could see the radiance coming out of us because we'd just been doing all this energy work. So we were giggling. So it ended up being the most hilarious giggling situation with these men. And we were drinking wine and having the time of our lives. And they remember this as one of the highlights of the retreat, as if I'd organised it, as if I'd like consciously organised a polarity meeting of energies between the masculine and the feminine.
Okay, so apart from alcohol, everything is going to be catered for, right? As you just mentioned, if anybody's got dietary requirements, you'll do
Absolutely.
your best.
We'll cater for dietary requirements. It is a place where meat and dairy will be served. Yeah. So if you can't be around people that eat that, that's not for you.
It's going to be difficult.
If you're happy to be around that and you have special requirements, we can absolutely adjust and create a vegetarian diet.
Yeah.
And gluten-free diet. We just need to know that in advance so we can prepare for that. Yeah. But we are catering for all this. We're costing for all this. I mean, there are no shops up there, so it's not like you have a choice. It's like you have to be given what we're giving you.
So once you're
this
up
is in the wild. Once you're up there is no civilization. There are other people, there are other houses, a handful of them. So just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with. We start at the base of the mountain where all traffic arrives.
That's right. So we're doing one night in a hotel.
We're going to have one night at the beginning and one night at the end at a hotel where there's still civilization, as far as there's still cars there. It's still very unspoilt nature in the mountains. Yeah. But it's the end of the road, literally. And it's a beautiful boutique hotel, which is gorgeous. So you'll have a lovely, nourishing stay for your first night and the last night. Family run boutique, top notch, beautiful rooms, every room unique with all the wooden materials, old style house. These are houses that are from the 1600.
Wow.
That have been restored. Okay. So you'll stay there and you'll be welcomed and wined and dined that first night, and it's fine if you don't have wine. You don't have to be a wine drinker.
That's all right.
It's just,
that's okay.
This is Italy. Do you know what I mean? So we're enjoying the senses in whatever way that comes.
Yeah.
Just the water alone tastes better than any other water. That's what all the people used to say when they came. Like, oh my god, the water is so good because it's right from the mountain. Spring. So then we're going to walk up the mountain the next day, and when we're up in the mountain, we stay in shared accommodation. So there's a couple of options for single occupancy room. Everyone else is going to share a room either with one other person or a couple other people. Yeah,
and that's a bit more rustic.
It's more rustic. So you need to be prepared for rustic. If you want 5-star hotel with feather beds and room service, this is not your retreat. It's rustic but absolutely charming. So again, you're staying in the old house, and it's a bit like having a sleepover with friends. Yeah. So, some people with the single occupancy, you'll have your own private room, but others are sharing a bunk bed kind of scenario. So if you want the more comfortable room, first come, first served. And if you want single occupancy at the hotel, there's a small surcharge. So it'll just, encourage people who want that to book sooner rather than later.
Of course, because you've got very limited availability for that. And then so you mentioned about like going up the mountain. So luggage is being taken care of.
Yes, so we have a system, a pulley system that takes up your bags.
So what's the kind?
But you need to be fit enough to walk.
That was my question. You're getting ahead of me. But yes, so what kind of physical requirement do people have to have? Because obviously, once we get up to the mountain, we've got this process that we're going to be going through. Yeah. So what do people need to be aware of in terms of any kind of physical limitations or...
Great question. So you need to be able to walk on mountain terrain. So you're going to have some kind of mountain boot on your feet and be able to... once we're up there isn't like a crazy amount of walking, but you need to be able to walk for 15 minutes between the restaurant and your accommodation every day.
Yeah. Okay. And how long does it take to go up the mountain?
It takes... I would say for someone who's not used to it, we're going to calculate an hour and a half to get up the mountain.
Because there'll be presumably some opportunities to sit and enjoy some of the views that
Yes,
offers.
so we can take our time, we can have breaks. There's going to be a couple of facilitators that are helping me out on this retreat. So we'll be able to have, you know, if there's a group that needs to go faster than another group, we can work that out.
So a leisurely, like
an hour and a half of hiking, and nobody's going to rush you up.
But the luggage is taken care of.
The luggage is taken care of.
So that's okay.
That makes it a hell of a lot easier to walk up that mountain.
Yeah.
So it's a steep walk. It's not mountain climbing.
Yeah.
You're walking.
Yeah.
Now, if you're someone that has like those Nordic walking sticks, that makes a huge difference to how tiring it is. So I'd recommend that if you have it. If you don't and you don't want to bring it, it's not a big deal. But you know, slowly but surely going up, and it's part of like a mindfulness experience walking up the mountain. So you'll find that will facilitate that process, and so it'll be quite an experience. Basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like a physical journey becoming a metaphysical journey.
Yes, 100%.
So you kind of the process from the minute we arrive and then start upon the mountain is that. I think you mentioned the word pilgrimage, so it's that idea of creating this sacred space, going to this sacred place that happens to be your family home, but also just a beautiful sacred energy, and then all of our individual energies coming together with you facilitating, and your partner's going to be facilitating.
Yes, he's going to be co-facilitating some sessions, and he's a barefoot walker expert, so he's going to do some sessions on having us have an experience of being deeply connected with the earth with our bare feet, and he might also have some cold water optional fun experiences for those who want that, because that's one of his passions. And he's also deeply spiritual, so there might be some other things that he brings in. So
Brilliant.
We're going to see what comes out from that. But we're so held in the space.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to co-hold the space. I've got someone else that's going to be helping as well. So it's going to be, I feel very supported with this retreat. Lily says, oh my God, I want to come. I know, Lily, it's literally the best thing you're ever going to experience in your entire life. I really don't make these kind of statements lightly. I can't stand when other people make these statements, because I think, what, have you had every other experience on the planet? But it literally is, you will never forget this.
Yeah, it sounds a really once in a lifetime.
It'll be life-changing. It's once in a lifetime. Next year the price is probably going to go up double. Like, this is your chance to go at a rate that's still accessible, and it's always going to be accessible for different kinds of people at different times. But
so let's do that. Let's do figures then. So we've got an
But just before we go into that, just to be clear,
yeah.
the question about the fitness, you need to be able to walk on a steep path for an hour and a half. You can break several times. Of course, we will have breaks.
Yeah.
But you need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Once you're there, even if you are tired after that walk, which everybody is.
Yeah.
I am tired every year when I do this walk because I'm not trained. You will rest.
Yeah.
And once we're there, it's leisurely. You walk 15 minutes to the restaurant once a day. The rest of the time, we're always close by. The group experiences are going to be led. Next door to it, the Airbnb is the family home. In the big room upstairs, big wooden floor, the loft room, we do the group processes indoors. And then we'll do group processes outdoors, going for walks. So that would be, again, like a 20-minute walk
that's
to the
quite,
forest with the river.
Quite leisurely.
It's leisurely, we take our time. So yes, you'll be tired after the first day. Everybody's tired after the first day. You rest, we'll give you plenty of resting time.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the price in a second, but just to tell you how the structure is.
Yeah.
So we're going to have...
Suppose we've got the solstice. I'm just thinking... We've got the
Thank you, yes. That's going to go into the promo, absolutely, into the landing page. That's very important. It's part of the June summer solstice for Northern Hemisphere people. Well, it's in the Northern Hemisphere, so wherever you live, it's the summer solstice that we're celebrating, which is so exciting. So the whole point of the retreat is to build up to summer solstice. It's like the apex. We're literally, I feel we are literally birthing right now. We're going through the new Earth birth contractions of the Earth.
New Earth birth for the Earth.
It's quite a lot of fucking Earth.
There's a lot of Earth.
So you are going through your version of this individually. So we're literally coming between now, the moment that we're launching this retreat. It's not a coincidence that we're launching it at the spring equinox time.
Right, and the new
And the minute you hear about this and you're going to be called to come to this retreat, you're going on a pilgrimage from now. It's already starting. And then you're going to join us in person. And we're walking up this mountain, and we're walking towards the apex of this summer solstice, where we are literally birthing a whole new fucking era at this retreat. And for yourself. This is what's happening.
Amazing.
And when we're there, we're going to have deep energy healing sessions twice a day, morning and late afternoon. You're going to have breaks after lunch to rest and chill and sleep and nap and do whatever you want for a couple of hours. Integrate, go for a walk if you want to. Have a look at the cows. We've got cows, we've got goats, we've got animals all over the place. Not me personally,
must be nice,
the cow herders and the shepherds.
I mean, the air must be so clear and so fresh.
The air is so pure. The air and the water is so pure. You'll never want to leave. Is the only problem.
The
main problem about coming is you won't want to leave.
Right.
I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah,
It'd be a bit of a shock going back to your normal life.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with this.
But hopefully people will be changed in a very positive,
and you'll be rejuvenated from it.
Way. So,
yeah, and you'll take it with you. Everybody who came last time says that. Like, they'll never forget it. Like, it's still in them, right?
Yeah.
So then we'll have some ceremonies, some evenings, and some evenings we'll just free time to chill.
So we've got how many days up at the mountain?
We have 4 days up the mountain.
Yeah.
And we have, then we'll have a pilgrimage day to walk down on the last 5th day, if you like. Well, it's the 6th day, but anyway. But after the 4 days, back to the boutique hotel. And then you'll have a lovely chance to nap after you walk down, taking stock of all that's happened. And then have a lovely wine and dine experience in your boutique hotel the last night. The boutique hotel is sharing in twin rooms unless you get your single occupancy paid for.
Yeah.
And then you're ready and rested to leave the next day with a transfer all taken care of for you back to Malpensa.
Fantastic.
And if you wanted to stay longer in Italy before or after, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is, I mean, absolutely fantastic.
If you wanted to stay longer there, it's up to you, but the transfer will only be covered for those days.
For those dates, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty. What are the prices? You've got an early bird.
We have an early bird and we have a full price.
Yes, the early bird is until the 1st of May, I understand.
1st of May, the price changes.
Yeah.
Beltane, 1st of May, new chapter is the full price.
So get your skates on now to get the best
This is
deal.
the time. If you get your skates on now and get your place in, you're going to be rewarded.
And that is
the early bird.
Yeah.
Is 1,777 British pounds. So 1,777 British pounds, payable with a deposit of 555, and then the rest is payable in May.
By the 1st.
I haven't. I think it's. But I can't remember what I wrote down on that one. It'll be on the website.
Yeah, it'll be on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I mean, obviously, this is obviously it's very exclusive.
It's very exclusive. It's a very small number.
Very limited people.
So we already have you booked on.
We do.
So now there's only 6 places remaining because I already have you, Cricket, and Yen. So we already have 3 people booked.
Yeah.
So there's only 6 places available left.
Yeah. So we've got an early bird of 1,777.
Yeah,
till
1,777 till the 1st of May.
And then the full price.
For 6 lucky people. And then the full price is 2,222. You know I love my angel numbers.
Loving
so it's 2,222, which is still an incredibly good value for this retreat. It's easily worth double that.
Because you've got everything. You've got your amazing teaching and facilitating. Your partner's going to be adding into that quality experience. You've got the mountain. You've got the accommodation, the food, the transfer. Yeah. It's going to be
To be honest, the energy healing alone is worth the 2,222. So it's almost like you're getting a holiday for free. Yeah.
Yeah, and Malpensa, international flights.
Yes.
People can
really easy to get to Malpensa.
Easily get to that.
Yeah,
airport.
and once you decide to sign up, we'll tell you all the details about what time you need to be there by in order to get the transfer.
Yeah. Well, so that's cool. Is there anything? So okay, let's look at it from one other perspective. Who shouldn't come on the retreat? If
you hate insects, not that there's that many insects, and the smell of cow poo around when you walk around, and
dodgy Wi-Fi, if there is any at all.
There is no Wi-Fi.
There's no Wi-Fi.
No, this is unplugged retreat.
I mean, that's fantastic. Music to my ears.
You need to unplug.
That's music to my ears.
No fucking... you'll feel amazing after a week off social media, I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, that's medicine in itself.
Yes.
But obviously that's an important thing for people to be aware of, that there is no
There's hardly any phone reception. So there is a way to get in touch. So if you have an emergency, if you have children, if you have a way that you need to stay in touch, we can lend you our Wi-Fi for that purpose. Yeah. I'm not going to be an evil person.
No, of course not.
But there is no phone reception.
Yeah.
There is a way that we can get you in touch with the world if that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're expected to be able to do something
we're
online,
encouraging you to be unplugged and offline.
Completely immersed in it.
And so it's not for you if you're not okay with being in a mountain environment, sharing with other people, having a laugh and a good time, as well as deep healing work at the same time. If you're not ready to do some deep transformation work, this is not for you.
Yeah.
If you just want a holiday, this is not for you. This is a holiday, but it's also very deep healing work.
So you're really sort of anticipating that this is going to be attracting people who are already on their path. It's not newbies particularly, right? It's people who have
I would say it's people on their path that when they hear me talk, they feel a resonance, that they say, I know I want to go to this. If you're trying to know exactly what healing is, I mean, that's going to take forever for me to explain it to you. It doesn't mean you couldn't come to this. If you feel a call and attraction to this, a newbie could absolutely come to healing work.
Yeah.
But they need to feel a natural affinity for this idea of deep transformation and be open-minded to energy work. Most people in my world that are going to watch this already know about energy work. They're ready for the next level of energy work.
Yeah.
And they already have an immersion, full immersion of nature. So if you're someone that can't stand being in nature, if you die for, you want to have, you want to be able to go to a shop or a coffee shop or have an urban environment, if the thought of being away from civilization panics you, this place will trigger you like crazy, which doesn't mean it's not the right place to be.
Right, it could
but
be.
Just be prepared for that's your experience.
Yeah,
so you need to be happy.
And you've got to be comfortable
in nature, away from the world.
You've got to be comfortable with other people eating meat, even if you're vegetarian.
Yep.
So that has to be clearly said, because there's going to be a lot of meat and cheese going around.
There's a lot of meat and cheese, and again, there'll be other things for you if you can't eat that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And the milk that we have up there from the cow herders there is raw milk.
Oh wow!
So if somebody wants access to that, they can get that, which is extraordinary.
What about medication? If people are on any kind of medication, is there any particular things that people shouldn't?
No, it's fine. They can definitely come. If they have any doubts about that, then they can get in touch.
Yeah.
They can get in touch with me or my assistant Cricket, who's been to the past retreat, and she'll be able to field questions as well. So there's a process that you can definitely ask questions. If you have any questions and you're not sure if this is for you, get in touch.
Yeah.
And what was the thing I was going to say? Definitely no problem with medication. You just have to make sure you bring with you what you need.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to pop to a pharmacy.
Yeah.
And
what kind of temperature will it be? I mean, on average.
So that's a really interesting question. You're going to have to be prepared for all temperatures because it's the mountains. When the sun is shining, you'll be really hot. You'll be in your t-shirt and your shorts, sunbathing, and then if it starts raining or clouding up, you'll need a jumper and a rain jacket and long trousers, and you'll be chilly, and we'll have a wood burning stove for the evenings. So it's like 4 seasons in a day. But because I'm a weather shaman, I'll most likely manifest hot weather because that's what I've tended to do when I'm there, and then it'll be just really lovely. But it's going to be really nice, not like dying heat like in the city in Italy, which is what happens at this time of year. So it'll be really pleasant. You'll be escaping the heat waves that we're bound to be getting in Europe this summer again into the cool mountain air. So the sun is pleasant and not too hot, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that sounds... Well, I'm already signed up.
Yes, so... you're signed up even before I did this whole video, but you knew...
I'm sold.
You're sold.
I'm sold.
So to sum up, if you want to come and you have questions, message me and I'll direct you to a conversation about what you need to know.
Yeah.
If you're interested and you already want to pay a deposit, also message me. You can either message me directly on Facebook or comment on this video and I'll send you more information. We are preparing all the page with all the info for people to sign up.
Yeah.
If you're keen to get in early and to get those single occupancy rooms, then you want to get your £555 deposit to me ASAP. And because of the nature of the short-term nature of this retreat, first of all, because of how exclusive it is and how small and intimate it is, I'm sure it's going to sell out. I'm absolutely confident of this fact. So if you know you want to come, you really need to act, which is why I'm really happy to give you the opportunity to do a deposit and pay the rest closer to the time that we're doing it. Because it's short notice and I've already, paid for the accommodation and everything, it's non-refundable, the deposit, because it's too short notice for us to get somebody else in your place. So if you're going to take somebody's place for something that people are dying to come to, it can't be refundable. But it can be transferable to another person if you can't come for whatever reason. Those are the terms.
Yeah, great.
For the payments.
And we just want really fabulous people to come and join in this incredible experience up in the mountain, and please share it.
Please share it far and wide.
Far and wide.
And share it to the people that you would love to come with you. So let's bring our soul tribe with us.
Yeah.
I feel so grateful to even be able to do this, like to know this place intimately. I first went up to the mountains in my mother's womb. That's how deeply I'm connected to this place. And it's my soul place. To be able to share it with other people is like the best thing ever. And also to be able to share my energy work with the world at this time in that place is like next level. So
this is such an important time that we're in now, isn't it?
Time.
As we really enter the age of Aquarius and we're really stepping into a whole new way of being.
Yeah.
And to be working with upgrading ourselves on all of these different
we need to prioritize upgrading, because otherwise our humans and our human bodies are going to really struggle with these energies. And so part of the work,
so many of us have been.
We have been. Part of the work that I do and that we're going to be doing on this retreat is upgrading all of our body and energy systems to be able to hold these new energies. That's the work right now.
And that's why the retreat is called New Earth
Alchemy.
Brilliant. Thank you,
Thank
Sabrina.
you, Karl, for your questions. You're amazing. I'm so glad you're going to be there with us.
Oh my God. Thank you, guys.
So, are you one of those people that are going to be with us? Message us. Message me on Facebook. Thank you. Lots of love.